lights might go out, but we don't. This is your guide, your neighbor in the know, your host, Big Dave. Back to the basics.
To the basics with Big Dave. I got my buddy Mr. Wayne with me, and we have a special guest. How are you doing, Wayne?
Pretty good so far.
So far, it's still
Yeah.
early, right?
Yeah.
We have a special guest, and his name's Steve Stewart, but I call him the prepping pastor because I mean that's just the title I gave him. This is our second interview. I interviewed him back in April of last year, the 19th, for that show. In fact, Steve, it was my 28th episode.
28, my age.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. We don't lie on here either. But and this is our 57th episode. So
wow, almost halfway.
Yeah. So and I interviewed you then, and in fact, just to give people a little, and even Mr. Wayne, I found him on TikTok just like I find everyone else, and it's funny because Wayne, the first time I called him, he was in a field looking for mushrooms.
Yep, I was looking for morels. That's right.
Yeah. He was looking for mushrooms, and he was scoping them out, trying to find some and everything. And man, we talked for about 30, 45 minutes? Easy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like we have known each other forever. And it's funny because in the prepping community, that's just something that happens. You get to know people, you start talking to them, and you have that kindred spirit. So how you doing, Steve?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. Survived Ice-mageddon down here in North Georgia, our quarter of an inch of ice that shut the world down. But yeah, we're doing good. I think that a lot of people think that what we do prepping, is like you set it and forget it, but you don't. We're always doing something, tweaking systems, trying to find a better way to do something, a cheaper way to do something. And right now, you and I talked about it a little earlier, it's garden season. I mean, I know that we're about to get 3 inches of snow again this weekend.
Right.
It's what the weatherman says. I wish I could be wrong as much as weatherman and still keep my job.
Amen.
But it's garden season, man. I got my seeds in and pull my seeds out that we save.
Right.
I've been working on some heirloom stuff for, this is probably 12 or 13 generations. These seeds are, and pulling those things out and getting ready and deciding what goes where and when and all those things. So it never stops. Plus, you got a family and your job. And I think what happens is if prepping is not a lifestyle for you, it's something you do, you don't have time to do it. But for us, it's life.
Well,
I grew up that way.
I know me and Wayne, a lot of people know that me and Wayne met when we were 7, but that's what our grandparents did, isn't it, Wayne? And I'm sure it is with Steve. They didn't call it prepping. They call it getting ready for winter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we called it Thursday. I mean, when I was growing up, we did. We grew what we ate, and we ate what we grew. I can remember because my mom and dad, after they got divorced, we lived with my great grandmother there on the farm, and I can remember the only thing we bought is we called him the tea man, and he would come and she would buy tea, sugar, salt, and coffee. And he would come by about once a month that you'd buy them in these. Everything came in plain white tubs. You had to take the top off of it to see what was in it.
Yeah.
And everything else we grew, man. We grew what we ate. We ate what we grew, and that's the way I grew up. We didn't have a lot of money, but I never worried about being hungry.
No, you didn't. You didn't.
I've had moments as an adult where I have thought, I don't know how things are going to shake out here, but I never worried then about whether we were going to have something to eat. Never.
Wow.
It was just amazing,
I don't know that me and Wayne have ever. I don't think I've ever thought about, am I going to go hungry? Have you, Wayne?
No, I've been fortunate.
Yeah, we've been fortunate.
That's food insurance. What he's talking about.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, I don't know that here in America I've ever worried about it, but I've been in the third world a few times where we were in Haiti one time when they set the place on fire, and we got trapped in our compound, and we had about a day's worth of clean water left, out of diesel fuel, and we had beans and we had rice. But we had eaten, what everybody considers the American food. We had already eaten all that.
Right.
I was worried then. I truly was worried. And then in Africa a couple of times, back in the bush, but the only reason is I wasn't willing to eat what they ate and drink what they drank, because I knew I probably wouldn't live through it, if that makes sense.
Well, and in fact, excuse me, one of your TikToks talks about if your gut is used to eating crap, then when the crap hits the fan, you better have bought some of that stuff with all of that in it, so that you don't go from eating, hearty stuff or crap stuff to eating hearty stuff. Yeah, there it is.
Here's the thing, this stuff right here, this is what eases the transition. This is, if you have rice and beans, if you have that stuff stored and you don't have anything to fill the gap to ease yourself into that, man, you're talking about the worst digestional problems you've ever had. And man, dysentery used to kill people. If the grid were to crash, we go back to then.
Mm-hmm.
I really believe that the population rises to the level that technology will support it. That's why we have so many people, because so many people can stay alive because of technology. And I don't mean the internet. I mean things like this, things like running water, electricity. But when push comes to shove, you fall to your level of training, and that goes for our gut too. So, we have this stuff, and this stuff is not cheap, man. This is the expensive way to prep.
Okay.
When you're buying this and those buckets full of food,
yeah,
that's the expensive way to do it. But I have enough of it that we can transition ourselves into the other stuff.
Behind you, we see you got some mustard, you got some ketchup. I see right there.
I see it now. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Listen, and I've got the buckets, rice, beans. Let me see if this works. I've never tried this on. Yeah.
Oh, look at there.
There you go. Oh, look.
So like this right here. This is all flour, rice flour. That's all flour, powdered milk, and then this is stuff that's hadn't been staged yet. None of this stuff I've put in buckets yet.
Right.
All this stuff goes from there to 5-gallon buckets sealed in Mylar with oxygen absorbers.
Yeah.
And so that's how you prep cheap.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to get there. You got to be able to survive.
Now, let me ask you.
I would imagine that your average person, if they had dried beans and rice, I don't even know if they could cook it.
Oh yeah.
That's all they had.
It's funny because somebody said the other day that it might have been Wayne said it, or he showed me or told me about a video he watched of a guy saying people nowadays are having to research on YouTube how to boil an egg.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, wow, that just blows my mind, you know. But I mean, me and Wayne laugh about we call it YouTube University.
Oh
But
yeah.
Yeah.
you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot.
Oh yeah. But what happens when we don't have it anymore?
All right. David's show's got me thinking like I've never thought before. Like
Yeah.
you thought you might could be ready, but you're not ready.
Mm-mm.
I mean, if it's really, yeah, you're not ready.
Mm-mm.
Not for
No,
everything.
no. If your strategy is to grab a backpack and throw some stuff in it and head into the woods, you are just donating your stuff to
Yeah.
whoever finds you laying in the ditch. That's all you're doing. Because listen, I was raised in the woods my whole life, hunting, fishing, camping, everything. And I could not throw a backpack on my back without a place to go now. We have two different places that are ready for us, you know,
Right.
depending on what happens, two different directions that are stocked and ready to go. And I can get there. But if I just had to live indefinitely in the woods, it wouldn't be very long.
Well, you know,
Like tonight, when it gets in the teens,
Yeah.
yeah.
there's very few
Well,
people that can survive that.
We're
know
fixing
how.
to go to we're fixing to go to break. Excuse me. And when we come back from break, you're a hoarder. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you why you're a hoarder. You're just hoarding all of that stuff up there behind you. You're a hoarder. And I just don't know that you know how bad it is to be a hoarder. That's exactly what everybody says. All right,
That's
guys,
right.
we're going to go to break. Hey, don't forget, this afternoon on this Saturday, Drag Race Central is at the World of Wheels down here in Birmingham, Alabama. So when we come back, we're going to talk to Steve about being a hoarder. I can't believe he's a hoarder. We'll be back in a minute. Hi guys, welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave and Mr. Wayne, and we got Mr. Steve up in the house, Mr. Hoarder himself. He is a hoarder. You can see every bit of the stuff he's hoarding all behind him. Just look at that, you hoarder. Look at that. I mean, 100 pounds of flour. You should be donating that to someone else. What do you have to say for yourself, Mr. Hoarder?
I've heard all of that. I've heard all that. And, you know, to me, the difference between being a prepper and a hoarder is that we have a plan for every single calorie that's here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hoarders, they just randomly select and keep. We have a distinct plan. We know exactly our goals, what we're trying to do. And on top of that, I want to brag on my church just a little bit here. I pastor a church, and last year we fed 9,784 people from our food pantry. So we do donate a whole lot of it to people that don't have anything. So you know, that is something I'm very proud about, that we lead an organization that people are so generous. But here's the thing about hoarding. Here's the thing about prepping. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. Is that when the ice hit, I was not the one at the store buying everything because I already had it.
Right.
I don't buy in emergencies. When COVID hit, I didn't go looking for toilet paper. I didn't go doing that because I already had it.
Mm-hmm.
I bought when things were in plenty.
Yes.
I buy things that nobody else will buy. Nobody else besides me and restaurants are buying 50 pounds of flour in a bag. Nobody.
Yeah. We have Restaurant Depot over here, and I went. Do y'all have a Restaurant Depot over there, Steve?
We do. I'm a member. Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
let me pull this up. I was looking. Speaking of restaurants, I went. I think it was day before yesterday, and I found that their boneless chicken breasts
Mm-hmm.
are $1.65 a pound for 40 pounds. I'm going this
Really?
weekend to get some. Yes, and
Frozen.
I went to my local supermarket that I buy stuff at, and the chicken breasts there are $2.99 a pound.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, yes.
Now, if I could show y'all the rest of my stuff, you probably would. I mean, think I'm a hoarder, but because I
Well,
also
I know.
here at my house.
Let me just say this to
I know you don't think it. I know you don't
but
think it.
I want everyone else to know I do not think Steve is a hoarder. That was I was playing that on
Yeah.
purpose because a lot of people do say that.
Well, and here's something else too. You know, a lot of preppers buy this and this just sits here waiting for something bad to happen.
Nope.
We have a rotation plan.
Mm-hmm.
So we eat everything that's here. Everything that's here we eat. So when we run out of flour upstairs, I don't go to the grocery store and buy flour.
Right.
I come down here and move it from here to my kitchen pantry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I rebuy for down here, not for up there.
Right.
So
That's your
everything
grocery
moves
store
up.
right there.
This
That's
is my
your
grocery store.
And then you
Yeah,
go
right here.
Yeah.
Right here in this room, just in this room, not counting my freezer and cooler. I have a walk-in freezer and cooler here too.
Wow.
But right here in this room for my family of 4, and to be honest, I got a daughter that lives in California,
Mm-hmm.
and we talk about this all the
Sorry.
time. Is that we have a plan if things go bad, you know, we have a plan. Me and we have a mutual assistance group, so there's a group of people that we do this life together, and there is a plan to go get her if we have to, and that's not something we want to have to do, but we had a serious talk. She was here last week, and we had a talk, and I said, hey baby, listen, things are as dangerous and as close to unraveling as they have ever been.
Right.
Ever been. If I call you and say, get home, you don't mouth off. You don't say, after my hockey game tickets, you come home. I don't care how old you are. I'm your daddy, and you get your tiny little butt here so I can keep you safe.
Right.
We are, and here's something else I want to say, Dave. I don't want to get political, but I want to say this. We get right here where we are right now, regardless of who's president.
Oh, yeah.
Place
Yeah.
we're at, we're here. We're here regardless. We're either here out of strength or we're here out of weakness.
Right. Right.
But we're here. We're at the same place. China and Russia, they don't want to take orders anymore. They're not going to play second fiddle anymore. They don't want to share power, and things are going to come to a head probably sooner rather than later.
Right.
And people need to be ready. They
Well,
just need to be ready.
Before the show, all three of us were talking about they moved us to 85 seconds before midnight on the doomsday clock. And I was telling Wayne this earlier today when we were talking. He goes, why did they move us that close? And I said, nuclear war and climate change. I said,
Yeah.
in the 80s, we were worried about having a freeze over. Now they're fussing about, and I don't want to get political either, but if the world now, and Wayne has not been a prepper, and I'm slowly, it's like this. I'm pulling.
I'm hooked.
And then he sees what's going on in the world and he's like, wow, I need to start getting ready. If you can't see what's going on in the world and you don't realize that you need to put a few beans and rice away, there's something wrong.
You know, here's the scary thing. And when I'm Miss Rain, I'll let you talk. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over the top of you right there. But here's the scary thing. Here's the scary thing is that our own government, who does not recommend safety whatsoever,
No,
they have now moved the recommendation for food at hand. Now, for 50 years, it had been 3 days of food in your home in case of an emergency. And now they're saying a minimum of 10 days.
10 days. Yep.
A minimum of 10 days.
And I think the minimum should be at least 3 months.
Yeah.
I think that should be your minimum, but you should have more than that.
Absolutely. And listen, if things don't go sideways, prepping is not just about doomsday. That's not what it's about. I didn't worry when the ice started falling. Right. If my board voted tonight to let me go, I don't have to worry about eating for right here, just in this room. I don't think I ever said that. Right here in this room for my family of 4, 14 months, not counting the meat and stuff that I have in my walk-in freezer and cooler, and they're full. I mean, we just got to the end of deer season; they're full. Man. So you know, it would be great that I don't have to go get a job. I don't have to take what somebody offers me because I'm afraid my family's going to go hungry. I can wait and do what I want to do.
Right.
You know, that's prepping is an insurance policy for your whole life. Yeah. It's a spare tire for your whole life. That's all it is. Yeah. That's all it is. And it's not done out of fear. It's done out of planning. It's done out of faith. Yeah. Faith that God is going to supply and provide in the moment. I'm able to help people when everybody else will need to be helped.
Yeah. What was you going to say, Wayne?
We can do it on the next one. Are you next to a break?
No, we got till 26.
Okay. What I was going to say was you had run across, you're prepping all those beans, rice, and you're eating regular food. Okay, it's time to eat that stuff. Your gut, not really, it's going to be terrible to handle it. So how do you do it? Do you like eat regular food, but eat into your preps to keep your gut flowing with it? Is that how you? Yeah, like we store what we eat. So that's what we store. If we don't eat it, we don't store it. That's why you won't find a sardine down here, because I ain't gonna eat that junk. Even if the world's ending, I ain't eating a sardine. I mean, listen, I got sick on a boat fishing in the ocean one time, and I blamed it on sardines because I just can't stand the smell of them. It just brings that moment back to me on that boat that night. But no, so yeah, we eat out of this, but we also go to restaurants. You know, I mean, if I'm in a hurry, I'll swing through McDonald's. I'm not allergic to a Big Mac. I mean, you can look at me and tell I'm not allergic to a Big Mac. But we eat real food. You know, like today, when I got home from the office, I made another quart of sauerkraut. I pickled some red onions. I started fermenting some carrots, some onions, some carrots, some onions, some jalapenos, and some garlic. Yeah. We every single week I got a rotation of things that I do, and I know we got to. I think I can do this in a minute, Dave, before the break. So
we got a couple minutes. Go ahead.
So we got so every single week I start a new set of sprouts. So I sprout salad greens and I sprout lentils. So I always have fresh sprouts in my refrigerator all the time, every week. It takes them 7 days to get ready. That just repeats over and over again. I have microgreens that I grow every single day on the counter of my house, microgreens. So every week I start a tray of microgreens. Throw them on in a salad, throw them in chili, throw wherever I want to use some fresh greens. So I've always got that fresh food growing. And I have a greenhouse too, but But that's just right here in my house that I always have fresh food in a system that's going.
See, I told y'all he was a hoarder. He's even hoarding. He's even being a hoarder with a greenhouse and all this. Guys, we are fixing to go to break. But we'll be back right after this, and we're going to continue to talk about prepping this week with Steve Stewart. And when we come back, we're going to get Steve to tell us how we can follow him and all that stuff. So we'll be back right after. All right, guys, welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave. Got Mr. Wayne, got Mr. Steve with us. Steve, tell us how we can find you everywhere.
Yeah, almost everywhere. I am at Prepared to Live, and then on Instagram, I'm Stewart Family Farm. So Stewart Family Farm on Instagram, and then everywhere else it's just Prepared to Live. So that's where you can find me on all my socials. And I haven't been doing prepping content for a while, but we're gonna start that prepping content back up in February. So we'll be releasing on TikTok almost daily prepping content.
Yeah.
And then on YouTube, 3 shorts and a long form video every week.
Okay, cool.
And I replicate all my short form stuff goes on Instagram. So everything I do on TikTok or YouTube goes on Instagram.
Well, we, as most people know that follow this show, we record on Thursday night. The show plays on Saturday morning at 7:00, and just keep your ears because we have some big announcements coming up, don't we, Wayne? Here in toward the end of the month, so the end of next month. Let me say that because the end of the month,
that's right.
This will be playing on the last day of the month on the radio station, but the end of next month, end of February, we have a big announcement coming for me and Wayne. But yeah, go out and check him out. Stewart Family Farms on Instagram, correct?
Yeah.
And then it's Prepared to Live everywhere else.
Everywhere else, Prepared to Live. Yep.
Okay.
Even on X, Twitter, whatever.
Still got your stuff over there that people can send you and download or whatever and all that?
Yeah. I've got several free manuals, got some paid resources too, but I've got several free manuals over there that you can grab. All that stuff is ready to go. Go whatever you want, go take it. Put your name on it, sell it to somebody. I don't care. I'm just using. My heart is just to help people, man. I want to help people be ready. I don't want people to struggle. I want people to be ready no matter what situation hits. I think that's really important.
Well, we appreciate you coming on with us. Me and Wayne, we're slowly but surely putting everything on YouTube now. And if you are watching this on YouTube, go ahead and like, share, and hit the bell and all that. If you're listening to it on radio, go to YouTube and look us up. It's Back to the Basics with Big Dave on YouTube, and then on TikTok, I'm Back to the Basics with Big Dave. And go over there and like some of the videos. It helps us out. I'm not trying. Trust me, Steve. I've told somebody this the other day. I'm not trying to make money on this. This is my ministry. You get to get up in a pulpit and preach the word of God. That's not my calling. My calling is trying to prepare people for sickness, job loss, family that's having struggles or whatever. I mean, we already have the Walking Dead here now. They're doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
The zombies are here. The zombies are here.
I literally had somebody respond to one of my videos on TikTok. Man, I don't know why you're worried. If things get bad, I'm just going to call DoorDash. That was their plan for the world ending.
Okay.
That DoorDash is going to keep running. Literally, I had that as a comment on TikTok.
Because DoorDash continued to run during the pandemic.
Correct.
Okay.
And they think it's going to continue to run when the peanut butter hits the fan. DoorDash is going to be. Go ahead.
Well, that's a special kind of stupid.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They don't even know how to spell homework.
Wow. I can't spell homework. It's W-U-R-K.
Right.
Is that what you come up with?
Yeah. Yeah, that's W-U-R-K. But Steve, give us some tips on, I know me personally, I'm bugging in. I've already made my decision. All my stuff's here. Right. I can't load it up and take it with me. I don't have somewhere else to go right now. Right now. So I'm staying here and I'm defending my spot right here.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing is that it's important to have your primary strategy. And my primary strategy, of course, is to bug in. Now we have, that secondary strategy to bug out if we need to, but we're going to dig in because we have a system and a structure here that can support us for a long, long, long time. Nobody knows my place better than I know my place. We can defend it. Food's here. Systems are here. So, once you get your strategy, one thing I would say that especially with food storage, the thing that most people neglect in their food storage is a fat source. Remember, you want to store 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fat.
Say that again, 30% what?
Yeah. 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fat. Because in a survival setting, that fat is much more important than it is right now. Mm-hmm. Much more important. So people don't store fat because it's hard to store. You can't get a 25-year shelf life oil. So you have to build your system so that you have a fat source. I don't eat Crisco every day, but we store Crisco. We store lard, beef tallow. But I also have animals to be able to render fat from too. But when we store, it's important that you also don't just track the calories and the food, but you track those macros so that you're getting enough fat to sustain yourself. We see in these survival TV shows, right, all the time that a lot of those people get sent home, not because they're not eating, because they're not able to retain fat. They're not able to keep their fat up. Yeah. And that's essential in survival. So making sure that you're adding that to it. Rice and beans are great, but you also need a fat source. And beef tallow stores for, you can store it up to 5 years in the right condition. Lard is the same way. I don't know that Crisco ever goes bad. You can leave the top
you can
off.
make a candle with it.
Yeah. But push comes to shove. At that point, I'm not trying to maintain cardiovascular health, because the chances, if we're ever in that kind of survival setting, of that being what ends me is slim to none.
Right.
So I'm just looking for survival. I'm looking for calories. I'm looking to be able to provide for my family. So making sure that you have those things as well. That's the most neglected thing in food storage, but the most neglected thing overall in the prep world is water. You can go 3 weeks without food. You can go 3 days without water. And, making sure you have water. And the easiest way to do it is catchment. Just set up a catchment system at your house. If all you got is a barrel and you put it at the end of a gutter and let it dump into it, you can boil that water, you can filter that water, and you can be okay. But have a water plan, because the water, your water department is going to run until all that water drains out of those towers. Right. And then when the water's out of the tower and there's no electricity, they can't pump it back in there. So once that's gone, your water will not come out of your faucet anymore. It's not limitless. So having a water supply system is vitally important as well. If you'll do those two things and set a goal and work towards that goal, that's the thing. The best time to start prepping was 10 years ago. The next best time is this afternoon. That's just the way prepping works. So just plan and go after it.
I've really, me and Wayne have really started, I was sick last year, so I didn't do a whole lot. And me and Wayne both were sick last year. So this year we're kind of starting. I started canning last Thursday. And I mean, you can ask Wayne, I'm doing all kinds of pretty little things on I've got like, just in a few days, I've already put like 6 quarts of chicken broth. I've already put up 4 or 5 quarts of chicken and a bunch of little pints, and my wife's already used them. And I mean, we're already, but that's okay. I've got roast and I was telling you about that 40 pounds at Restaurant Depot. Well, all of that's going in jars. Every bit of that will be in a jar, and it'll be sitting in my pantry. And that's just what I love to do. It's a stress reliever for me because, number one, when my kids come over and go, "Dad, I'm hungry. Here you go. Take this to the house." I fill up a bag or two with them, and they're good for a couple of weeks. All right, guys, we're fixing to go out to break. We got about a minute and a half. Wayne, is there anything you want to ask Mr. Steve so that when we come back from break, he can answer for you?
Yeah. For me personally, if Mr. Steve, if I went to the store tonight, what is the 3? You talked about protein. You talked about, all right, help me out. Protein, carbs, and fat. What 3 things could I go pick up to start? I know water. That'd be 4.
Yeah.
And I'll, yeah.
All right. So when we come back from break, Mr. Steve Stewart at Stewart Family Farms and Prepping to Live Everywhere Else is going to talk to us about what 3 things that he would go to Walmart or wherever tonight to pick up. And we'll be back right after this.
Got the breeze blowing like mercy on tap. He turned my worries to worship, how about that? Used to feel stuck, now I'm free in the light. Like he flipped on a switch in the middle of night. Now I two-step through the trials, singing with a smile. Devil tried to haunt me, but I'm walking like a
All right, guys, welcome back to the Basics with Big Dave. We got Steve Stewart, which you can find him on Instagram at Stewart Family Farms on Instagram, but everywhere else he has Prepare to Live. Steve, you had a challenge thrown out at you. So if you were to go to Walmart right now, what was it, Wayne? What were the 3 things?
Yeah, what would I? You talked about the protein. You talked about the carbs. You talked about the fat, meaning a balance. What would I need to go get to start? I know water.
If I had to pick 3 things, I'm going to go with rice. I'm going to go with beans, and I'm going to go with beef tallow. If I can get my hands on beef tallow at Walmart. So those are the 3 things. And here's the thing. Rice plus beans together, That is a complete protein. If you eat just beans, it's not. It's a partial protein. But beans and rice together is a complete protein. And the rice is going to give you your carbs. And then the beef tallow is going to give you the fat to also go in there too and give you some taste. You know, I don't know that I want to live in a world where all I have is beef. I mean, is beans and rice with no flavor. That's not. Yeah. That is surviving, bro. If that's all you got. But yeah, those three things. But you know, if I was looking beyond just the grocery store, you can do a whole lot of things with flour and eggs. If you got flour and eggs, man, you can go a long time. So maybe I would go to Tractor Supply this spring and buy some chicks and raise them so I could have some eggs. And then, you know, you got fat, eggs are fat and protein, full of fat and protein.
Yeah.
And you mix those things together and you've got what most of the world survived on for a long time. You know, the two most consumed foods in the world are beans and rice. Those are the most two consumed foods in the entire world. That's why they're staples. But yeah, adding chickens. And here's something else. If you live in a place that don't allow chickens, you know, here, I don't live in the city of Gainesville. But the city of Gainesville has a prohibition against backyard chickens. You're not supposed to have them inside the city limits. But that doesn't mean you can't have eggs. Buy quail. Quail are pets, and you can put them in your garage. You can put them in your backyard. They don't make any noise. They lay eggs, and they lay. Listen, a quail lays an egg a day. Once it starts laying, it lays an egg a day every day for its whole life. Chickens don't. Chicken's only going to lay, a good laying chicken is only going to lay about 5 eggs a week at prime. And it's only going to do that for about a year. And then it's going to start dropping off. Quail, they lay that every day of their life. They are egg laying machines. Now, them little bitty suckers, you got to eat a bunch of them. But they're still eggs, and you can live off of them, and they taste really good.
Well, and
I prefer them over chicken.
Well, quail tastes good too.
Oh yeah, the bird itself is.
Itself, and chicken tastes good once it gets used. You know, let it. You know, you have to keep multiplying. But you were talking about the rice and beans and the tallow. I have to add one extra thing to that, Steve. And every time somebody says what is, and Wayne knows exactly where I'm going. Spices.
Yes.
My wife says I am a spice hoarder because I have spices. I mean,
he's spending
that whole section right there.
Yeah,
spices.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because I'm not, and I'm gonna tell you, we talked about it on the last podcast, radio show, and all. I don't have it with me. I took it back to the kitchen. But my favorite spice right now is Kingsford garlic and herbs. Kingsford's garlic and herbs. And I've started canning with it. And on my roasts and stuff. And in fact, just to make y'all jealous, tonight I had a roast beef sandwich with that Kingsford, and I had canned it. I opened the can and I heated it up, and I made me a couple of sandwiches with that roast beef because I hadn't tried it on a sandwich yet. And I can't wait for this weekend to go get some French rolls or hoagies or something, because I'm going to make me some French dip. You dang right I am. I'm going to make me some French, and I'm like Steve. I ain't missing no meals. You know,
no. And look, right there, those are 25-pound bags of salt.
Salt cube.
That's 50 pounds of salt. But also, you can't see them. I don't have a camera pointing over there. But I've got 4 5-gallon buckets full of salt too.
Yeah.
Well, salt's more than a spice.
Oh,
you know, that's the thing. Salt is a preserver. Salt does everything. Right. So salt is something you need to have, and it's cheap, man.
Back in the day, salt was more than this. It cost, salt was worth its weight in silver and gold combined, because that's what people used to live.
Oh yeah.
They salted their hams. Some of them
All
would
wars
salt.
over it.
Oh Lord, yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's one of them things that you need your salts, but you do need your spices, a lot of the stuff like that. And I mean, I'm one of these that, like I told you, I'm getting back into it. We I started canning. I'm doing a lot of that now. Uh, I need to get some of that Keystone.
Yeah.
That's it. I knew what you were going for. Keystone.
Oh,
That's why
okay.
I said that.
Listen, it's inexpensive all the time. But
Yeah.
if you watch it at the grocery store, you can get this stuff on sale. And it's a tremendous value. And this stuff, now listen, again, my most watched video of all times,
Yeah.
across all the platforms, it's got almost 10 million views. It's a video I did about expiration dates on cans. The fact that they're not expiration dates, they're best by dates.
Mm-hmm.
So that date guarantees that it's going to be the same taste and consistency as the day it was canned.
Right.
But the FDA says that canned food is good indefinitely as long as the seal is intact.
And it's not dented.
It's not, yeah, because you can't assure that the seal is intact if it's dented. You don't know if it's got a micro hole in it.
Right.
So as long as it's intact, this will last. Now it may not taste the same, but it will be safe literally forever.
Yeah.
It's can of food, right? Canned food is, I mean, it's all over the grocery stores.
Yeah.
Buy it. When you go, if you eat 2 cans of green beans, buy 4.
Buy 4.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about an extra $2.
Yeah.
And come back, put them back.
And
hey, then don't fix those 2. Go buy 4 more. Rotate those 2 to the front. Put those 4 in the back. Eat the 2 front ones, and then go buy 4 more.
You think that's
soon,
what
you got good stuff.
You think that's what she's talking about when she said that you could eat on $3 for a piece of chicken, a broccoli, a tortilla shell, and something else? I don't know if she's talking about that.
No, I don't think so.
But where did you get that at? Did you get it at the grocery store, or did you order it?
I got it at Ingles because I found it on sale.
Oh, okay.
They were on sale, so I bought them. But now I have ordered this online too. It's actually, you can get it a lot better price online. Walmart has a really good price on it online.
Okay.
So you can grab that key stuff, and chicken, beef, turkey, pork, and ground beef.
Yeah.
And they're all good. Just to taste it one time, I made Brunswick stew out of this stuff. Yeah. And it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I just dumped a can of each of it in there and made Brunswick stew, and it was pretty good. Pretty good. Oh. Yeah. Great protein. And then when you get the beef, you got fat in there too. So if you're looking at the labels, I actually wrote a spreadsheet that when I put something in, it tracks the macros for me. So I know how much fat, the percentage of fat that's in this room, the percentage of protein, percentage of carbs that's in this room when I enter something in.
We're going to have to bring you back on here again, because that was one of the things going through your TikToks and everything. That's one of the things that I have the hardest time with, is keeping up with what I have versus what I need. And I don't know if you started off that way, but I have, oh my Lord, I don't know if I have this, and I'm at the store, so I buy 6 of them and I get home and I had 12. And I'm like, what did I knew I didn't have any. And I get home and I find more.
Yeah, there's a good strategy for that. I don't mind sharing
it. Thanks, Steve, for coming on tonight and today. Stewart Family Farms on Instagram. Prepare to live everywhere else. Thank you, Mr. Wayne, and we will see y'all next week.
Second Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Don't be scared, be prepared.